Right, so Corbyn has been blocked from standing for Labour on the grounds he's unelectable. Yet all people are talking about today on the news and on the TV this morning, the politicians doing the rounds, has been anti-Semitism. Did none of them get the memo? Did none of them read the motion? Or is it yet another show of dishonesty from Labour's talking heads? It's not really a question that requires an answer, is it? I'm sure we all know what they're up to. So what is going on here then, Damo? Well, this sort of started yesterday before the NEC voted when Ed Miliband went on Radio 4 and started saying it was about Jeremy Corbyn's response to the EHRC ruling on Labour anti-Semitism, where Corbyn has said that the media had overstated the scale of the issue, not at all denying that there was an issue. And indeed, the EHRC said Corbyn had a protected right under the enhanced rights that politicians have to say what he did. Corbyn had been cleared of any wrongdoing regarding anti-Semitism by the then Labour National Executive Committee following that, and the only reason he remained suspended was because Starmer personally intervened to do so himself in an abuse of his own executive powers. Corbyn remains not suspended for doing anything wrong, but because Starmer has kept him that way. That's certainly not what Miliband implied, though, but today it's carried on. Corbyn was not suspended for anti-Semitism, and the motion passed on him by the NEC yesterday did not mention it, and that's intentional because if it did, that would have been legally actionable. Labour knows it is not about anti-Semitism, otherwise you can bet your bottom dollar it would have been in that motion several times over in all likelihood. So what are they up to? Using our dreary, dreadful, overpaid and underperforming media to keep pushing the anti-Semitism line so it is that people hear and not their actual motion. Proof of that, if ever there was any needed, came from an interview with Labour MP Shabana Mahmood, the Labour campaign coordinator. And there's a reason I'm picking this one. She reportedly said it is a significant moment for Labour. She said Jeremy Corbyn brought this on himself by some of his actions and the way he spoke about the party's anti-Semitism problem. Shabana Mahmood knows full well that there's nothing in Keir Starmer's motion about anything to do with anti-Semitism because she seconded it. Where's Streeting? I bet he couldn't wait to put the boot into Corbyn again. He was on the rounds this morning, having recently called him senile in the Commons, picked up on the microphones as it was, because that's the kind of nice guy Wesley is. He was being interviewed by Kate Burley this morning about the blocking of Corbyn. He said, I think Keir Starmer, when he said he was serious about learning the lessons from defeat at the last election, when he said he was serious about ripping anti-Semitism out by its roots from the party, when he said he was going to make the Labour Party a credible alternative to government, not just a protest party, he meant it. Well, if you're daft enough to think Starmer means anything he says, Wesley, that's on you. The first leader to win seats for Labour since Blair's 1997 landslide back in 2017 is hardly the sign of an ineffective protest party. And that was despite all the internal sabotage going on behind the scenes, both in 2017 and in 2019. At any rate, Streeting again brought up anti-Semitism, and it did not feature in this motion. It is not in any way, shape or form included in the formal, legally recognisable basis, albeit undemocratic as sin, underpinning of this motion that got passed yesterday. A motion that basically said to Jeremy Corbyn, we know you won your seat 10 times over, but we still think you're a loser because we've an image to keep up. And oh, by the way, tomorrow we'll start calling you a racist again. In keeping with that image of Corbyn that Starmer's Labour desire, the anti-Semitism dishonesty has been rolled out again. Starmer knows it'll drive those disgusted by this away. I would suggest not even necessarily just the left of the party at this stage, but anybody just utterly disgusted with his undemocratic, underhanded authoritarianism and the depths he's plumbing to do so. As for even dealing with anti-Semitism, he's pushed it to the top of his agenda, he says, but he's done so at the expense of all other forms of racism and made the party an even less welcoming place than ever before. What should be more alarming even than this news regarding Corbyn, which I think a lot of people paying attention to the story would have expected to happen eventually anyway, the way he's been treated, is Starmer's purging of candidates elsewhere up and down the country at all levels. 19 candidates, some 40% of the representation of Labour on Leicester City Council, have been told they're no longer good enough. And of those 19, 15 of them are black or Asian, making a mockery of Starmer's inclusiveness and attitude to tackling racism too, when acts such as these raise concerns about him on that score and those operating on his instruction. The anti-Semitism scam is being shown beyond doubt right now for the scam it really is. If Starmer were so sure of his own honesty and integrity here, it would have been the basis of this motion. It is, after all, apparently the reason Starmer has personally kept Corbyn out of the parliamentary party, but he knows it isn't legally sound, has no basis in truth, and so instead it's a cock and bull story over electability. which his loyal minions on the NEC, along with some truly pathetic trade unions, saw pass. Everything Starmer has done was for his own ends, denying people genuine choice, not even having the decency to put anything on the table to replace him himself, devoid of ideas as he is. All ambition, no talent, and as much as I might want the Tories out, the thought of him entering power absolutely sickens me, and I'll be opposing both parties because of that. Thanks for watching. If you appreciated this video, please do hit like and subscribe, leave a comment and hit the notification bell too so you don't miss the next one. Also look out for me on social media and other interesting stuff by clicking on the Linktree link in the comments below. And I will see you next time. Cheers, folks.